Hello everyone, welcome to Wayphone Cloud, where we demystify cloud computing and make it fashionable for everyone. In this step-by-step AWS EC2 tutorial, you'll learn how to connect to your Linux EC2 instance using SSH or PuTTY. In a previous video, I did show you how to launch an Ubuntu server on AWS EC2. I'm going to provide a link to that video in the description section of this video. Now, after launching your EC2 instance, the next important step is establishing a secure remote connection so you can manage your server from your local computer. Now, I'm going to cover this session in two parts. The first part will be the theory, and the second part will be an actual demo of how to connect to a live EC2 instance. So if you're already comfortable with the theory, just go ahead and move to the section that have the live demo and follow till the end. So let's get started. Right, I have my slides here. I'm just going to put that on presentation mode. So let's talk about why we're using PuTTY specifically for Windows users. When you are on Mac or Linux machine, SSH is already built into the operating system, and once you open the terminal and type a single command with the SSH keyword, you are simply in. Windows is kind of different. Historically, Windows didn't include SSH in its built-in tools, so PuTTY was created to fill in this gap. It's been used for a long time, it is open source, and it is trusted widely in the industry, so do not be worried about using it. Now, let's talk about the prerequisites that you need to continue. Before we start installing anything, you have to ensure that you have a Windows machine. This is designed for any Windows user, be it Windows 7, 8, 10, and 11. Number two, a running Linux EC2 instance on AWS. So you should log into your console and make sure that your EC2 instance shows a status of running, and if it has stopped, you'll need to start it. Now we'll cover that shortly, and if you did already complete the video on how to launch an Ubuntu server, you already know how to check if your EC2 instance is running. Number three, you need the public IP or public DNS name of your instance. I'll show to you that shortly. Number four, your security group must allow SSH. You should have covered this when we were setting up the Ubuntu server. Number five, your .ppk file. This is the private key file you downloaded when you created the EC2 instance. All of this information should be available, and if you don't have that, I recommend that you should go back to the video on how to set up your Ubuntu server in AWS, which is presented in the comment section, and ensure that it's running before you continue. Installing PuTTY. Download and install the PuTTY toolkit. That's very simple. You have to go to the link provided here. It's also provided on the description section of this video. So you click on download on the home page and you'll be taken to the downloads page. You scroll down to find the package section. So let me show you what will happen when you click on this link. So when you click on this link, what you get is this website. It's open on my new terminal. You have something like this, and what you'll be looking for, depending on the type of Windows operating system you have the 64-bit and 32-bit. Most of you have 64-bit. You come to PuTTY 64-bit. This is what you click to download. That should download, or you have the Windows will open here. I'll just download it on my downloads folder. So you make sure that yours have downloaded, and then you go ahead and install it. Right, so you save it to your download folder. Once you have succeeded to download your .msi file, all you need to do is double click on it to launch the installation process. Now I'm going to bring my folder. It was downloaded on my keys folder. It makes no difference if it's on your download folder. Double click on it, and it's going to launch the installation wizard. I have it here. So you'll see a window will come up like this, and you will follow the instructions till the end. In my case, I need to cancel it as I already have PuTTY installed, but it's very straightforward process. So when you double click to launch the installation wizard, at times you get a user prompt that comes up. You only need to click on yes to allow the installation. The setup wizard opens, you click to proceed, and you continue to click next without changing any settings. Then click install when prompted and wait for the installation to complete, and click finish when you see the success screen and PuTTY is now installed. So those are the basic steps you need to follow to have a successful installation of PuTTY. So now that PuTTY is successfully installed, let's look at what we get, right? You get PuTTY, which is the main primary tool. That's what we'll be using. You have PuTTY which is a key converter. We'll not be using it in this session. And another agent, which is used for PuTTY authentication agent that normally loads your .ppk key in memory, right? So these are the three things you get when you install PuTTY. Now, configuring PuTTY, this is the most important step of everything that we're going to do. You need your host name, the port, the key, the session, the name. You set it once and you use it forever. So basically, these are the steps that you will follow. Setting up your PuTTY session, you need to launch PuTTY. I'll show that in the next steps. So once you launch PuTTY, you need to put your public IP address. The PuTTY window will be something like this. You type in your own IP address that you get from your EC2 instance. You allow port 22 as it is. Connection type will remain SSH, and then you basically save the session, right? Once you do that, the next step is you need to load your .ppk private key into PuTTY. And how do you do that? The very first step is you come to the left navigation bar and you click on SSH, right? The instructions are here in the PuTTY navigation tree on the left. Click the arrow next to SSH to expand the section, and once that is expanded, you click on auth, then credentials. I'll click on auth, then credentials, and then once you click on credentials, this window will appear and you click on browse to locate the .ppk file that you downloaded when you created your EC2 instance. And once you locate on that, the next step will be that you will scroll back and come to session, and then you give a name to the session that you are currently working with, and then you save it, right? Once there's a reason why you have to do that. Once you save the session, you have basically completed the whole process of having your session configured on PuTTY. The next step will be to open it, and as you will notice, connecting to the Linux server, you click to open, and once you click to open, you have a message like this, and you just need to accept that because a PuTTY security alert windows appears warning about an unknown server. You click to accept because this stores the server's fingerprint, and the next time you connect, you won't see this alert again. At the login prompt, you type your username. The username that we'll use in this case is Ubuntu, and once you type Ubuntu, you will then hit enter. You may be wondering why we're using Ubuntu, because these are the different default names depending on the Amazon, depending on the AMI that you are using, right? The Amazon image. Yeah, if you are using Amazon Linux 2 as the AMI, then the username will be EC2-user. If you are using Ubuntu, the username will be Ubuntu. We are using Ubuntu, so we'll stay on Ubuntu. So that is the theoretical aspect of how to connect. I'll go ahead and show you how to do that in session 2. So see you shortly. In the second part of this video, where we are going to connect to the Linux Ubuntu instance, I will need the IP address of that instance, and I've already logged into my AWS account as an IAM admin user. I'm on the instance page. I've selected Linux fundamentals. We created this earlier. and I'm going to look for the public IP address. Remember, if I click on networking, I can see the public IP address, or if you're in the details section, you can also see the public IPv4 address. Take note, this is the address we want. Do not copy the private IP address. So I'm going to copy this. I'm going to keep it on a notepad, right? And that's it. I'm going to close my browser, and the next step is I'm going to come here and look for PuTTY. If I did succeed to install PuTTY, I'll see the PuTTY app, right? And once I click on it, it will open. It's on my other window, so I'll bring it here. Because I've been using PuTTY, you see there I have many save sessions, but that makes no difference. I'm going to just add another one. So what I'm going to do based on the theory I've covered already is I'm going to copy this public IP address, that's of my instance, and I'm going to paste it where I have here host name. Port 22 is going to be the default, right? And all I have to do now, as in the next step based on what we did cover, I'm going to come here and click on SSH to expand that area. And once I click on SSH, I see there's another plus button here under auth. I'm going to click on it to expand as well, and then I'm going to click on credentials, and now I have this window. With this window, I'm going to click on browse, and I know that the key I'm using is a different one. I located it inside keys. So depending on your own setting, you have to make sure that you know where the .ppk file key is located. I'm going to click on that because that's the one I'm going to use, and the path is going to be uploaded here. And then I'm just going to scroll. I'm going to click on session, and I'm going to give this a name. I'm going to call it Linux Fundamentals. And once I do that, I'm going to save, and I can confirm that it's saved because it's now listed in my list of saved sessions. And if I click on this and I click on open, the login window is going to come up, and I have the option to accept the security alert. So PuTTY security alert, all I need to do is just click on accept, and I'm going to type on Ubuntu, and hit enter. And after a while, I can see now that I'm logged into my system. So at this point, I'm connected now to the Linux Ubuntu EC2 instance that is running in Ireland. So now that I'm connected to the instance, I can go ahead and do the checks that we have. Remember, verify your connection. If you are watching, there is the pwd command, the host name, who I am. So I can go ahead and run these commands. Pwd host name, and I can see the output. Now once you are finished, all you need to do is exit, type exit and hit enter, and you'll be able to go out of the session. The next step is, if you come back and you want to log into your server, you're going to come again and type PuTTY, go to the PuTTY app, and you immediately see that Linux Fundamentals is present in the list of sessions. So if I want to log into my Ubuntu server, I'm going to click on Linux Fundamentals. If I double click on it, that's fine. The login screen will automatically open. I'm going to type Ubuntu, and I'm going to hit enter. And this time, I'm not going to get any security alert. So you need to accept the security alert only once. So you are going to exit again, and that's it. One last thing before we go, I want to show you how to increase the font size, because that's one thing, the customization that you won't find in other tools. So you are going to go to PuTTY again. I'm going to select Linux Fundamentals. I'm going to click on load, right? These are the details. So I've clicked on Linux Fundamentals, I'll click on load. I'm going to come here on appearance, and I have the option to change the font. I just want to increase the font size. It's at 10 at the moment. Maybe some of you may be comfortable with, let's say 16, right? And I'll click on OK. There are many other things that you may want to change, but I'm just going to click on OK. And then I'm going to click on, I'm going to come to session. Because it's still Linux Fundamentals, I'm going to click on save. What this means is that it will ensure that my session, each time I come to it, the font size will be 16. So if I click on save and then double click to open it, you see that it looks a little bit much bigger now, right? This is much bigger. And if you are not satisfied, if you still feel this is maybe too small, right, let's pump that up. I'm going to go back to PuTTY. I'm going to come back to Linux Fundamentals. I'm going to click on load, and then I'm going to come to appearance. I'm going to change the font, and this time I'm going to push it even up to 24. Why not 28? I'm going to click on OK. I'm going to come back to session, and I'm going to click on save, and then I'm going to double click on Linux Fundamentals. This looks much bigger, and I'm sure all of you are able to read my screen now. Right, so that was it on how to connect to your Linux Ubuntu server and customization on how to increase the font size of your login screen. So it was nice having you, and see you in the next video.